Alright guys, today the Hogue Doug Ritter RSK, the 20 CV version, and this was sent to me by Rob Bearded Boresider on Instagram to test, and he did go ahead and tell me to send this to BJ when I was done to cover the RSK that he lost in that big box of knives that came up missing. So this will be going to BJ. So I did one of these in M390 before, and it did okay. Really did like the design. Sure how well you guys can see that. It is dual contoured, like the original Benchmade Freak, and that is one of the reasons why I really enjoy this knife. It is one I am going to add myself, but today we're here to talk about this particular example. And if you want to, you can go back and compare it to the M390 version. I'm not sure if that knife ended up going from Clint to me to test, and Clint sold it to Kenny. I'm not sure if Kenny sent it in to see what the HRC was to go along with how much that particular knife cut. And I'm going to pause this real quick and look and see, just to refresh myself on how much that one did actually do. Alright, now that I wrote down what the black M390 RSK did, before I get to these results, after we watch the cutting, we'll go ahead and give those as a refresher so you can compare how the two different particular knives that I tested did. So we'll go ahead and we're going to super speed up the cutting, get through that, and come back and talk about this right here. Alright, so as you can see, we might as well go ahead and cover this right now. Right there below the Hogue, you see two divots from HRC testing. This tested at 61.2 and 61.5. I don't recall which divot was which hardness. That's what it came up as. So I did end up running this one 5 times. You're only going to see one sped up cutting. I don't think you guys need or want to see, you know, all that extra sped up cutting. How I ended up testing this 5 times is it came to me, it was sharp, it had a nice edge on it, so I went ahead and started using it. It seemed to do really good in use. So I went ahead and sharpened it, found out it was 17 degrees per side. So for whatever reason, I decided I was going to go ahead and run it at 17 and 15 degrees per side to compare how each different angle, you know, each different secondary bevel did. So I'm going to go ahead and say this again until everybody's aware of what it is. I will be talking a little bit about microstructure in this one. So if you don't know, if you're lost at microstructure, go watch Steve's video about microstructure. Just stop right here, go watch his portion about microstructure. It's about 30 minutes in. Go watch that 5 or 10 minute portion and then come back and finish watching this. So, sharpened at 17 degrees per side, same finish, 1500 grit, strop 6, 3, 1 micron, 5 passes per side. Had no problems deburring it or anything. And on the first test at 17 degrees per side, I got 159 feet fine edge and 221 feet working edge. Since I ran it at 17, went ahead and sharpened it again, verify the 17 degree test, came back with the verification of 157 feet fine edge and 239 feet working edge. Now, remember I did test the black RSK. So real quick, at 15 degrees per side, that one did 166 feet fine edge, 201 feet working edge for the first test on the black M390 RSK. And the verification on that one was 172 fine and 204 feet working. Keep those in mind. So we know what this did at 17 now. We know what the black one, you can go back and watch, the video's still up. We know what that one did at 15 degrees per side. How did this one do? So I asked Rob, he said go ahead and do whatever to test it. I dropped the secondary to 15 degrees per side. Went ahead, everything sharpened the same way, stropped the same way. Ran the test. The first test at 15 degrees per side, I got 91 feet fine edge and 122 feet working edge. Yeah, at this point, I'm wondering, did I do something wrong? So, since I marked my cardboard by box, I went ahead and got different numbered cardboard. So I knew it was a fresh box, so I could isolate that out, sharpened it again at 15 degrees per side, 1500 grit, 631 micron, 5 passes per side, came back to verify it and see how it was going to do. On the verification, 15 degrees per side, 93 feet fine edge, and 120 feet working edge. So I went ahead and I wanted to see if I had gotten into some overheated, fatigued steel. I didn't know what was going on. So I went ahead and dropped the bevel back, went ahead and put it back to 17 degrees per side. Oh, I didn't take a bunch of steel off. I have sharpened it a couple times since then, just to make sure that there was no issue with that. For the fifth test, 17 degrees per side to see if it was going to go back to what it was doing, if it was going to pick up, or was it going to stay as bad as the 15 degree per side, 30 inclusive results. On the fifth test, 161 feet fine edge and 240 feet working edge. That's as far as I went with it. The 17 degrees per side after the two really low 15 degree per side tests, I mean, it backed it up. We're talking about 1 to 2% difference between all the 17 degree per side tests. I've read a few things about this before, and I don't think it's overheated. I didn't record the results or anything like that. Like I said, I did sharpen it a couple times since then at 17 degrees per side to get the bevel squared away. It never did better than the best 17 degree per side test. It sharpens fine. It deburrs okay. Only thing I can think about, and I talked with Roman some about this, is that the microstructure just can't support. I don't know exactly where it starts to go downhill. Maybe BJ will test that and find out. I'm not sure. I don't know if it starts to happen at 16.5 degrees per side. Hell, I don't know if, for all I know, this might pick up at 18 degrees per side. It might cut even more than what it does right now. But I want to get this to BJ, so I don't think the 18 degree per side is going to happen with me. But what I'm getting at is the microstructure of this, as the edge bevel decreases in degrees and gets to be sharper, the performance falls off on the knife. I did go ahead and contact Hogue, let them know what was going on, wrote it all out to them, messaged them on Instagram, and I did get a response that Neil was going to talk about it with Doug Ritter and his team and see what they could come up with. I don't know if any other examples are like this as well, or if it was just this particular one. That I can't say. I did say in the beginning, I will be getting my own RSK and 20 CV. I really enjoy the knife. It'll be curious to see when I pick one up how it actually does. I did see Kurt tested another one of these, and it was about 59.5. And I know we can't test all these. It would be great, though, to see how that 59.5 HRC 20 CV did on the other RSK that he tested. But I will update as I can. I'm definitely going to get some more 20 CV from Hogue and see how it is. Like I said, I want to see if this is an isolated case or if it is on more than one of their 20 CV blades. Hopefully BJ will continue to test this and see what kind of results he gets from it. I am curious, like I said, about 18 degrees per side. Will the edge retention go up? Will it stay the same? And it would also be neat to test it at like 16 degrees per side to see if, kind of find out where the point is where the performance starts to go downhill. That's all I have for this one. As you guys can see, microstructure can do a whole bunch of different things when it actually comes to your finished product. we'll be talking more about it in the future with some different knives, some different testing, especially with some Roman stuff. That's it for this one. As always, I appreciate your time, and thanks for watching.